to Southern Missouri is the best thing I've ever done for my family. We are here inside one of the studios, and I want to show you all the work that we did to get them rent ready. But first, I want to give you some huge tips when managing C-class properties that have really helped us to craft a community versus a nightmare. We all know the reputation that C-class rentals have. I mean, everyone just thinks drugs, drama, police are coming, property destruction, and all those things can be true. But if you take the time to really pick choice tenants, now choice tenants doesn't mean that they don't have a criminal record, straight up. And we let people know that, you know, special cases of redemption would be considered, and those are probably going to be some of our best tenants. Incredibly hardworking. They're very appreciative because so many places won't rent to them. But you really have to feel it out, because there's others that, you know, I just didn't feel, you know, that there was actually real change there, and there was a lot of signs that they would maybe thrash the property or this, that, and the other. So we've been incredibly picky. We hope to be filled, you know, within the next 2 to 3 weeks, but that's really been like a 2.5 month process from start to finish, filling all the rooms. So we've let's see, 16, 17, 18 rooms. We have 19, but the one of the rooms is for the on-site managers. And so, yeah, 18 rooms. It's taken us 2.5 months. And that, you know, that is a considerable amount of time. And I had to really impress upon the owner that we were taking the time to create a community where he wasn't going to have drama or property destruction. He just spent a lot of money to rehab this property, and I impressed upon him that the last thing he wanted to do was fill it quickly with bad tenants. One more super easy insider tip is look at all of your applicants' Facebook page. It's amazing what people will put on their public page, and just as if it's private. So if you want to find out if they are, you know, popping bottles and smoking blunts, and they're going to do it in your property all day long, they pretty much show you on Facebook. So it's pretty powerful. So I want to show you around the room. At the end, we'll kind of talk numbers. They are a little bit loose. We've got a few projects that we're finishing up. One is foundation repair, which ain't no joke. And I happen to find a guy that does a good solid job and is not expensive. The other ones, no matter what they find, it's 20 or 30K for anything. I'll actually stick around to the end. I'll tell you a funny, not so funny, kind of harsh story I have about one other foundation repair company here. And they're it's kind of mafioso, but they make their money one way or another. But yeah, I want to show you around the room to just show you kind of the bare bones things that we did. Okay, these are originally motel rooms, so super small. We painted everything, new light fixtures. We did have to do upgrades in wiring. We had to update a few boxes. Only one large window, which is kind of a bummer. We did put new blinds on. We saved money by not doing mini splits, and we just did the wall units for heating and cooling, and they're really efficient. I'm actually not, I don't know, like they feel almost as efficient as a mini split, but maybe because it's smaller. Like I said, we had to do some wiring. We had to make it where this switch, you know, worked for that light. New outlets and panels on everything except for that one is old stayed. New fridge. Each room gets a new fridge. And then these are just the small kitchenettes, and, you know, just a convection oven, microwave, shelving. We added the medicine cabinet, new light fixtures, new sink. Actually, we kind of splurged for some really nice cupboards here. And then the bathroom, we kept almost everything the same. We've got new light, new fan. Yeah, pretty much just painted, cleaned. The owner actually came with a product, cleaned the toilets and the tubs. We did have to do all new seal packages on the toilets. So new shower curtain rods and a new shower head there. And of course, one of the most pricey things is this great flooring. We ended up getting a smoking deal at Costco. Like, it was seriously like a quarter of the price of everywhere else. We had to do the hardwired. They were already hardwired. They did have to be, some of them had to be rewired, but most of them were good. New smoke detectors. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We were gonna de-popcorn the ceilings, which is something that, you know, could happen in the future, but we just painted them instead. We are gonna rent this unit for $650, and considering the utilities, it's more like $550, and then in the hottest and coldest months, consider it $500. I think that there's some wiggle room that we could have started higher, but it's way better to fill an asset, you know, don't be vacant, don't leave rooms vacant, and then slowly raise rents. Always leave room to raise rent. Don't start with an absolute ceiling at the beginning, because what happens is people get mad. And then sometimes you won't fill that room, even if you lower rents. I've seen landlords then try to bring their rent down, and people are just like, you know, lots of expletives. So we are going to be filling this, but we're taking our time as well to find really, really, really good. We're looking for A+ C-class tenant. We're gonna go walk to the back. I wanna show you the back where we're gonna add some storage units. We're gonna throw in a billboard. I'm gonna show you one of the smaller rooms too. So we'll go check that out. So this property is almost 6 acres, commercially zoned, highway commercial actually, because we're on Highway 5 and Highway 60. It's actually a great location for a commercial property. The bulk of the acreage lays down that way past that forest, but it's actually super gentle, so that will definitely be developed in the future. This is an old tennis court, believe it or not, because it was once kind of a hop-in motel, and we are going to put some storage units so that the tenants have a place to put extra stuff, and it will just be another value add. And we're going to do it right here on these tennis courts. We are going to punch in an easement road. This road is kind of like a looped around. That will probably be kept. We're actually like right where these trees are, we're gonna punch an easement road all the way down and put a bi-directional, you know, not too techy, but definitely have like electricity and have it be lit, because it's just a perfect place on Highway 60 for a billboard. So bi-directional billboard down there eventually. We actually already have people who have committed to wanting to rent that space, so we know that it definitely would be no problem to get long-term renters for the billboard. Okay guys, I'm taking you off-road so we can go look at the rest of the land. Really good land that is gonna just continue to grow in value. So I wanted to, while we're out here, I wanted to run through the numbers. The owners got this for $375. And they were able to pay cash, which I know most of us can't do, but they were able to pay cash so they don't have any loan fees or, you know, financial costs there. So $375 flat, and then I would say once everything is all wrapped up, about $150 in the rehab. So let's say, you know, rounding our numbers, that they're in for $525. So $525K. And after we're fully occupied, we are going to go ahead and get a commercial appraisal. I am guessing that that appraisal is going to come in between $800 to $1 million for the appraisal. And then at that point, they can easily pull out all their money into it. I think that there might be a little bit of room where if they wanted to turn a tax-free profit on this property, they could. So yeah, they are going to be pocketing, depending on the months, and there's, you know, different factors, but they're going to be pocketing about $8,000 to $9,000 net here. And so not bad for a little motel conversion, you know. I mean, if you think about it, like 525, I mean, yeah, that's like, you could buy a fourplex in this day and age, you know, if you're lucky for that. I mean, honestly, prices are so crazy in multifamily. But when you do conversion, that's where often the money is at, because you're taking, this asset sat here, it's an eyesore, not a lot of people wanted it, although another investor did. But this one actually, my client actually put the money down, so he got the property. But so yeah, often people are not fighting over these old motels, and because you can have so many doors in one property, and if you do it right, they can be, easily managed. They really can be. So yeah, and that is why we are taking our time filling this, is because we want easy management. And the only way you can do that is if you really get to know and pick your tenants very carefully. So even though it's forest, it's very open forest, and a lot of this acreage all the way down to the highway is just super gentle. It's very good for development. I mean, this is eventually going to be worth a pretty penny in here, I can tell you that. So these are what we call the duplexes, and then we have a utility room. We're going to turn that into on-site laundry, coin-operated laundry. But these two rooms, those are true one-bedroom, full kitchen, and we rent those each for $800. So back here was some unexpected expenses. Our water meter was just going crazy, and that was kind of the first thing. We had to dig up all the lines back here and found a bunch of problems. And then another issue is we were not having good drainage. So all of the sewer lines had to be replaced and put in a nice kind of grade so that they could flow out better. So that was not part of it. I would say we've spent probably about $6,000 back here, unexpected. You just got to do that with older buildings. We went with the 6-inch seamless gutters, of course, new downspouts. I'm gonna have to go through the numbers. I feel like we spent about $4,000 on that. And the roof had issues. We actually had some leaks. We had to replace a few ceilings because of those leaks. Everything is replaced now, and we were able to just do some reparative work on the roof, which really saved us a lot of money. After all the roofing was done, and after, all of the wiring and everything was done, we then had the crawl space re-insulated with blown-in insulation. So it's super insulated now. This is our foundation recovery situation over here. This has actually been covered. It was unearthed like this. He actually drilled, pretty much like the equivalent to 6 jacks, and then diagonal metal bars, and then the building was jacked up. And so he still has some repair on the brick. The brick is still needing some repair from the cracks and whatnot. So they still have one more day's work. This only cost us $5,000, which almost every other company would have charged 20 or 30. So here we are coming into the back side, and we'll go look at one of the smaller rooms. One difference in here is that we had to do kind of the P-tax style heating and cooling. They were a little bit more expensive. I think that they also though are a little bit more efficient. So that's one difference here. And then same new fridge, but you probably won't be able to tell. This was a single room. So the last room we were in was traditionally a double. And this is a single, but pretty similar with, I think this one's actually a little bit smaller. This kitchenette's a little bit smaller too. One less section of cupboards there, but same amenities, same deal. We just cleaned what was already here, painted, resealed the toilet, and called it good. So this smaller unit will rent for $600. Lots of room there to raise rents in the future. And I do think that that's a better place to be. Have room to go up. Don't be starting at your ceiling. I want to thank you for sticking around to the end. As always, it's super helpful if you like and subscribe. If you got value from this video, show me some love with the subscriptions. And there's going to be a lot more videos like this coming if you like this content. I've got another huge project lakeside going on, motel conversion, much more in-depth, a much bigger project, kind of more challenges there for sure. But I'd like to go ahead and make some videos with that and just continue to show you all the different things I'm doing in terms of investment and helping my investors from start to finish make their assets valuable. So thank you so much for sticking around. I forgot that I was gonna share a story with you. Yeah, so foundation repair is gangster. You have to be super careful for who you hire. From what I've heard from people working within most of these companies is that they are literally charging whatever they want. They do not walk away jobs and charge you just a few thousand. Luckily, we're only paying $5,000 for our foundation repair. They jacked up the entire corner of the building. We're super lucky. But I heard from a friend, he actually is a home inspector. He was at a home and he got to hear there was a foundation repair guy that had come to also give a quote, and he heard him say, I will find $30,000 worth of work to do here. So be so careful with foundation repair. Yeah, if you guys are in Southern Missouri, go ahead and comment if you want to find out the company that we use for foundation repair. Super honest guy, definitely never on time, but does good work. So sometimes it's, you have to like nag him a little bit, here and there, but really quality work. He tends to be not so good at scheduling, but I'd rather take that than paying, $25,000 more than necessary. All right, you guys, until next time, see ya. Bye.